Okay, everybody, welcome back to AGA. Today we are talking about 5 games at Walmart that you just should not buy and 5 you should buy instead. Now,
Exactly.
these are classic games. Some of them are getting cut out that are classic games. I just don't like them. Dan likes them a little more than I do.
I do. I like the feel of the classic games a little bit more, but you know.
But I don't. A lot of them I don't like. And so we wanted to make a video of, hey, when you're going to Walmart, especially if this is a Christmas thing, you're trying to find presents for family, friends, whatever it is. This video is all about trying to avoid these 5 games. Unless you just like them, then go for it anyway. And then 5 games to buy instead that are a little bit less known than these kind of more classic ones, and ones that I think, in my opinion, are more fun.
Yeah.
So let's get to it. The first one is the big one to avoid. The first one is Monopoly. Now, Monopoly is a game that has been around for who knows how long, a long time.
A very long time.
And, right, we all know Monopoly. You go around buying properties until basically somebody kicks everybody else out of the game and they go bankrupt and stuff. And there's a million variations of this game.
Literally, I'm sure there is a million.
There's just so many of everything you can imagine. In fact, growing up, some group at our school created a Monopoly version of our city, and they did well-known stores and stuff in our city. So there's just so many variations. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that is the one that I would avoid, mainly because for most, it can last forever. It's just, I mean, it's
days. It could last days.
It really could.
Days if you wanted.
And so for me, it's always, whenever I played it, it was always fun to play for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this game.
Let's move on. Although, you know, my son loves this game and could play for days. And we have before. But like Nathan said, you know, this is a classic game and it could be easily avoided with the game to buy instead.
And here it is. So this game, you can't find it necessarily at every Walmart. You may be able to now, I don't know. But every Walmart I've ever been to, they've had it. And if not, they have it online anyway. So if you're looking, you can find it online, and that is Big Money. Now, Big Money is, again, way less known, way less known than Monopoly. In fact, most people just don't even know what it is.
It should get more credit, though, because it is a fantastic game.
So my criticisms of Monopoly are that it takes so long to play and blah, blah, blah. It's just not very fun. Where Big Money takes that and reverses everything. It really, honestly, for me, what it reminds me of is you taking Monopoly and Yahtzee and smashing them together, and you got Big Money in some ways.
Yep.
And so really what happens in Big Money is you're buying properties and stocks and just different things in different industries. And then you're rolling dice, and depending on the dice, you collect money kind of like Yahtzee rolls, you know, with
four of a kind,
straight, all those
like
types of things. But in addition to that, if you roll the other die and it rolls on the industry that you have a lot of investments in, you collect extra money. Right, and so everyone's becoming zillionaires. It's this awesome, fun game.
And that's what I like about Big Money compared to Monopoly, is the fact that Monopoly, you get a lot of money in the beginning, and the rest of the game, it feels like you're kind of struggling to get money to then buy more property. Whereas Big Money, I mean, it is easy to get lots of money and then keep buying property.
Yeah, and so in addition to that, it plays in about 20 minutes, maybe 30 if it really went a long time. And so it's very fast, it's quick, it's very simple for anyone to play. And so it's definitely not like high strategy kind of game, but very simple, fun, easy, and fast. Mm-hmm. And so we just really like that a lot more than Monopoly. It just fits the creed so much better of easy to play, harder to play well. Exactly. Although this one probably isn't all that hard to play well compared to some others. And so definitely very fun. Those would be the first 2. Okay, so let's move on. The second one is another well-known game. This is one of the oldest games in the world. And that's chess. Right? So chess, we all know chess. Everyone's probably played chess, or at least messed with the pieces of chess. Chess is fun. High strategy game. There's no luck to it at all, in fact.
And this
it's all you sink or swim on your own ability.
And this is another game that has a million different variations.
Right. Harry Potter. And everything you can imagine.
Absolutely.
And so fun, right? Chess is fun because it definitely gets you thinking. It's a strategy game. It's very hard to play well. The rules aren't hard, but it's hard to play well, so it does fit the creed as far as what we like about games. So what we would replace it with is Blockus. Now, Blockus is one that I looked at and said, I don't want to play that game. It looks stupid. But then I actually liked it a lot. Yeah. And so it's same along the lines of chess as far as it's all strategy, so you aren't getting any luck injected into the game, but there's just something more fun about it because it's very, very simple. So really what it is everyone's playing on the same grid, and we all have a bunch of pieces that look like Tetris.
Exactly.
And you each start from a corner and you build to the middle. And what you're doing is you're trying to work them in with as few gaps as you can. But the catch is you can only put yours corner to corner. They can't be next to each other. And we'll roll in stuff so you can see it, but they have to be corner to corner. And so you have to have gaps because you literally can't fill it all in. But then what happens is once everybody's worked to the middle, then you can, as a player, if I'm with Dan, I can start working into his pieces because I can go next to his. I have to do corner to corner mine, but I can go directly next to his, and so I can exploit all the gaps in his. So it's really a 4-player game, and you're all playing. Well, the winner is the one that has the fewest pieces off the board at the end of the game. And so it's a really fun game because it is high strategy. You're really trying to figure out, how am I going to manipulate this the best way? How do I put my pieces together the best way? Really, really fun.
Exactly. All right, so that was number 2. The third game that we think is just a little bit overrated is Uno.
Now, I will say, I do like Uno, and I like all of these games, honestly.
So do I.
If it goes between playing Monopoly and not playing any game at all, I would play.
Yes.
But these, we're doing games we like better than these kind of more common, popular ones. And Uno, I would say, is even better than the other two. I just like it's a low stress,
strategy.
it's just a simple, fun game that anyone likes to play.
And as you guys all know, Uno is very simple. You just hand out cards, and basically you just are trying to get rid of the cards in your hands by matching the color or the number. And then
and they're like draw 4 cards,
exactly,
and all kinds of
draw
other stuff, skip and reverse and all
like
stuff like that. And it's fun, definitely fun.
But
if we were going to replace it with another game, we would replace it with
Codenames.
Codenames.
We love Codenames.
We talk about Codenames a lot. It won Game of the Year in 2016, I think.
Yep, it was 2016.
And it's just a really fun game, and we like it. Well, tell me why you like it.
Well, I like it because it's just so simple, right? I mean, it's very, very simple. It's just like Uno, low stress, right? And Codenames is a pretty good party game as well.
Yeah, you get as many people around the table. So in essence, with Codenames, you're playing. There's 25 cards, little cards with words on them. In front of you, right? And it's 5 across and 5 down in this kind of grid.
And then everyone's broken up into 2 different groups.
Yep. And 2 are code givers. So let's say there's 2 groups, 5 and 5, and then we're the code givers. We're given a little key, and depending on what's on the key, we have to tell people, hey, these words are assigned to us. We're trying to give them codes, right? So, of the 25 cards, maybe 8 or 9 are assigned to me, and I know which ones they are, but they don't. And so I'm trying to get across one word clue.
One word clue, exactly.
To connect as many as I can. Well, the fastest one to connect all the words, right? So maybe I can only connect 3 this round. Next round I connect another 3 and another 3. But the more words I can connect in a single round, the faster we move, and the faster we move, the faster we win.
Yes, exactly.
And so the first person to get all the words across to their team is the winner. Well, the problem is if I connect to the wrong kinds of words, maybe I connect to some of his words in my team's minds, right? So they're like, oh, I think he's talking about this with his clue. And then suddenly I'm helping them. And
then he just gave us a free point. Or
there's other cards that aren't assigned to anyone, and so it's just, you just don't help yourself.
That tricky assassin card. You got to watch out for that assassin card.
The worst one is the assassin card. Yep. So if I give a clue called green, and there's a bunch of cards on there, grass, and what else is green? Turtle, and I connected those 2 words, but they think, oh no, he didn't connect grass and turtle, he connected, what is another green thing?
Color, for example. Let's say it was color, the word color.
They're like, he must be talking about color. Well, maybe that's the assassin word, boom, we automatically lose the game.
Exactly.
So, anyway, very fun game, very low stress, but everyone who's ever played it with us is really engaged and loves this game.
Yeah.
And so if we were going to compare it to Uno, nobody wants to play Uno. Maybe it's because it's so common and everyone knows it. But when we get out Codenames, they're like, oh yeah, I want to play, and everyone's in, right?
Exactly.
And you can get as many people as you want in, so it's better. You can go 4 people, but you could also go 30 people if you get that many around the table.
Well, and again, there's been many times where people will come in, help give a clue, or help try to pick out the cards, and then we'll go away doing something else, taking care of kids or cooking or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you can be in and out, and you really don't lose all that much. It's awesome. So let's move on to number 4. This one is one we used to play growing up, and it's a fine game. But again, there are better ones, and that is the game of life. Right? We all know that, where you start in this thing and you get a job and you get married throughout the game and you have kids and you have career changes,
loan, get a mortgage,
all these types of things, right? And it is a fun game, but not if you're like over 10 for most people. And so for those of us that don't really care to play that game anymore, but we're looking for a good game to get our family, one we would replace it with is Whitson Wagers. Now, these are two different types of games. We acknowledge that. Actually, the last one was too. These are just different types of games. It's not like it's hey, replace this one with this one. But if you're getting one for your family that you want to have fun with, Whitson Wagers would be another one we would suggest. And the reason for that is it's really just a trivia game, but it's turned betting and fun and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so really there's this mat, and you all have these little whiteboards. Somebody reads off a random question, like how many shoes does the person that had the most pairs of shoes in the world have? Like, well, I don't know, 78. And someone else says 5,462, right? And we all put our guesses in, face down.
That would probably be me. I guess a little bit high.
And then we all flip them over, and then you order them from the smallest to the biggest, and then everybody has these little betting chips, and you can bet on which one you think is actually right? And it starts with 2-to-1 odds and goes out from there to 5-to-1 or 6-to-1, depending. And really, you go through 7 rounds, and whoever has the most chips, you win chips, right? And so whoever has the most chips at the end wins the game, and it's really low stress, but it's really fun because everyone's like, oh, well, I think I was really wrong on there. I'm going to move over here, right? And
that's what's awesome is you don't have to place your chips on your own bet. You just are writing random numbers, and sometimes it's good to, even if you know the answer, put the wrong answer to then draw people away.
Yeah, so there is some strategy built into it, but it's very simple, easy, fun, no big deal. It's obviously a game that's way more popular now, so you may already know it. But if you don't, it's definitely worth trying. Really fun for holidays.
It is.
Just family gatherings, getting people around, and having some fun.
Yep.
Okay, so let's move on to the last one. And the last one is a game, probably it's my favorite one on this list of the ones that we're saying you shouldn't buy. But it is on the list nonetheless, and that is Yahtzee, right? We all know Yahtzee. You have 3 rolls each round to get any number of things, right? As many 6s or 5s or 3s or whatever as you can, as well as 4 of kinds and straights, and you have a chance and all that kind of thing, right? We know it. Great game, but it's just kind of a luck-filled game, right? There is some strategy to it, but it is very, very luck-oriented.
Yeah, I would say definitely is more luck than strategy.
And it's just so well known. There's a million varieties of this one as well, and it's just so well known that there are other ones you could go to that I think are as fun or more fun.
Yeah.
And so the one that we would suggest instead of that is Bananagrams. Again, not the same kind of game, but it's hard, when you're trying to find the right games to replace with, to find one that's exactly like it. So, but anyway, the Bananagrams is a really fun game because it's a tile-based game. So you have these tiny little tiles, and each one has a letter on it.
Yep.
And so in the game, you put them all face down in a circle. You all draw 20 and flip them. Then you as fast as you can, you're trying to create basically kind of a crossword puzzle web of words. And so let's say of the 20 you create a word called bananas. Yeah. Bananas, right? A big long word, and then you work other words off of that. Well, once I work all 20 letters in, or however many you start with, depending on the number of players, then somebody says, the person that works them all in, you say peel, and then everybody has to grab a tile from the center.
No matter if I'm ready or not, I still have to grab one, and then now I have to add that letter into
the web. And so sometimes if you get a Q and you've worked all your letters together, now crap, I have to rearrange. But sometimes it's an S and you just put it on the end of the word, and it was banana, and now it's bananas or whatever.
Well, and that's what I love about this game is the fact that it gives you the flexibility to be able to destroy your board and restart.
Even if you didn't finish and you're trying to do it and you're like, this isn't working. And you can deconstruct and reconstruct it all. And it's just really, really fun.
Yep.
And again, this was another one of those games when I first saw it. It comes in this little banana pouch. And we'll put a picture up there right now. And I just thought, that looks really stupid. And then finally somebody twisted my arm and said, just play it. And so I played it, and I was like, we played for hours after that. And for the next few hours. And so it's just really fun. It's low stress, but again, it's easy to play. There's not many rules. It's work your words together, make sure they're words, and then take another letter. Right? There's not much to it. But then to be good at it and to play it well, you've got to work at it. Right? You got to really think. Okay, what words can I create with all these words?
Definitely exercises your mind compared to Yahtzee, which is why we compared the two, because Yahtzee, it's not really
it's
stretching you, but Bananagrams is.
And so we just like it for that reason, and it's an awesome game. So those are the 5 games that we would replace. And the 5 games that we would take instead, right? So the ones, just to recap, the ones that we would take instead are, well, I'll just do it in the list order we have: Bananagrams, Codenames, Blockus, Big Money, and Whitson Wagers. Those are the 5s we would go. Obviously, there are some others that are at Walmart that are also good, but those are the ones we thought we'd replace with those 5 on the
original.
List. The original classic games. So hopefully we've earned your subscription today. If so, subscribe, like, comment down below.
Please engage. We love to hear you.
Which would you have replaced it with, right? These are just our opinions, obviously. It's just, hey, what we like and what we think. But we'd love to hear what you think. Hey, no, I would replace that one with this one instead. We'd love to hear it.
Absolutely.
We love you guys. We'll see you next time.